trying to talk, this ain't no negotiation. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm not.
Hey, we live, baby, we live. Okay. Let's see what we got right here. That's it posted tonight. Already a good start. Let's see if we can pin that. Hey.
Second place since I was in the second grade. It's second nature to me. This is how I set the stage. Checking raise. If you better, then they better pay.
Y'all know what it is every Friday night, man. Y'all know what it is every Friday night. Pleasure. What's going on, brother, man? What's going on? I got a show for y'all tonight, man. Catchin Up Mac, episode 9. I'm excited to be doing this, man. 9 weeks straight. I'm blessed. Thank y'all for making this possible. Pledge, stick in the show, man. You know this guy Zilla, Pledge. We vibing to some Cal Scrubby right now. I've been saying this on the show. This guy's gonna be blowing. I've done this before. Roddy Rich. Who else? No, but I don't know if Jack Harlow was like, I think I caught on like maybe a little. Roddy I was in pretty early on. I called that one. No, but there's one more. There's one more person. Cal Scrubby. It's going to be the next dude that's going to be blowing up. You're going to be hearing it. It's the next Jack Harlow right here. He's been on that shit. Y'all be ready. Zilla, what's good, man? Yeah! Having a show tonight, man. Y'all vibe right now. Give it a couple minutes. We're going to let people jump in. Catch Up Mac, episode 9. We here.
I found money, it get harder to find motivation.
Okay.
I'm so antisocial. I took no vacations. I'm just rolling.
Like always. Every episode. 100% fuel. My boy Jamie right here. J-Mo. Mr. Jameson. Okay, just so y'all know. Still working on that sponsorship. It's coming soon. And it's a brand new bottle too. Has not been opened. It's full. It's full. So we popping a new bottle tonight. Zilla, hope you're ready. I know you popping a new bottle as well, brother. Hey.
I'm not drinking, I'm just smoking.
See his Troll Talk, man. He had me on one of his episodes, and it was great. Like I said, Catchin Up Mac, episode 9, man. I've got a great show for y'all tonight. I've got a really dope guest on my show this evening. Met him at the radio station a couple years ago. We had the opportunity to share an office together for a couple months. At that time, he was rapping, so he's definitely not new to the San Antonio scene whatsoever. But now he's doing something else, man. And I've been watching this kind of explode over the entire quarantine past 5 months. And I've been really impressed. I've really been impressed. And if y'all haven't kind of gotten the vibe of the show yet, you know, I'm really trying to show out and put on people that are really doing something and something that I'm just really like vibing with. So I'm really excited. My guy Zilla, he's gonna be on the show. Let's bring him in. Hey, Chris, go ahead and send me the request to be in the thing, man. Let's get this thing popping. Like I said, man, my guy Zilla right here, he's currently, you know, killing it in the streaming world on Call of Duty Warzone, I believe. And, man, like I said, I watched this guy from having, you know, no followers, no viewers at the beginning, like all of us, even me with this show. It happens. And just over the past couple months, man, I've just watched this guy kill it and really do his thing and really blow up his business that he's trying to start. So I'm excited to get him going. Shout out everyone that just jumped in. Catch on Mac, episode 9. I got a great show for y'all tonight, man. My guy Zilla. Yeah, let's send that request on over. Let's get him in. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, right now, Cal Scrubby playing. Been telling y'all, man, Cal Scrubby next to blow. Y'all be ready. Hey! Yo!
I'm already sipping the Jameson Sprite, G.
Oh, I see you, man. I see you out of the mason jar. I like that shit.
It keeps it colder longer, bro.
Right? Is that true?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Part of being a streamer is you talk out of your ass a lot. So I've learned that. I've learned that talent.
Yeah. I'm starting to pick up on that. The more and more I'm starting to watch your streaming, other streamers. I'm starting to see just the shit talking, just the explosive vulgarity and profanity displayed. So, but I love it, man. Let me introduce you real quick for people that don't know. Catch It on Mac, episode 9. I'm so blessed, so grateful to have the one and only Zilla Official Gaming, man. Welcome to the show, baby. Welcome to the show.
What up, babe?
Hey,
what up?
Like always, every episode of Catchin' Up Mac is fueled by the one and only, yes, Jameson. Y'all heard Zilla right here talking about it. Jameson. It's my favorite whiskey. I'm just trying to get that sponsorship. One day they might send me a bottle. So no matter, even if they don't send me a bottle, we're still going to just be drinking Jameson on the show. Yeah. So I appreciate you. When you talked before the show, you said you've got yourself a bottle of Jameson. And I appreciate that, man. I like that kind of shit, man. That's a vibe right there.
Yeah, for sure, man. I know how the networking and the marketing works. When you said you wanted to, eventually get sponsored by Jameson, I know how that goes, man. I'm not one who's opposed to getting sponsorships in your life.
And I see that, man. Look, man. I really like what you're doing. We're gonna get into it. Real quick, man. Talk to me about like I said, San Antonio is still crazy down here. Talk to me about your quarantine life over the past 5 months. I know a lot of it's been gaming. What else, man? What's it been like just being locked up inside?
To be honest, man, like a lot of this started because of the quarantine stuff. Like, well, I mean, I've been streaming now for like 18 months total, probably. And on the 3rd was my 10-month anniversary on 10-month anniversary on Facebook. So I had just gotten a job at a gym doing social media coordinating for them. And then with the quarantine and everything like that, the gym essentially had to like shut down. Mm-hmm. And they said I had a job, they didn't lay me off, but they didn't have hours for me until they were opening back up again.
Exactly.
Ready back up again. So I kind of got forced into the situation that I'm in, to be honest, man. Like it kind of got forced on me to take this full time. And I guess with the way that things were going and the fact that so many people were at home at the same time that I was taking this risk, it just so happened to work out perfectly, Like there's a lot of content creators that if they would have started this like right at that moment, it would have been difficult for them. But since I had been building for so long up until
for this moment.
It wasn't so difficult to just jump into full time, even though hypothetically in normal situations without a quarantine keeping everyone home to watch things like live streams, it might have been difficult to do something like that.
Yeah. No, man, and that's really cool. Like I said, I think I really caught on to your streaming kind of life. I think in the new year, this 2020, and but like I said, man, the quarantine started, and I just saw you heavily posting. You were heavy on social media. Real quick, shout out Nick Trey in the building, Archangel. I know a lot of these are some of your streamer friends right here. R Zavala, Chef Eddie Gaiman, Rachel Ryan, Blondie. You remember Blondie? Chef Fetty Gaiman, Frankie the Artist, Mathos J. I just want to show everyone love, man. Thank you for joining the show. Catch you on Max episode 9.
I'm hosting you now on my Facebook page, trying to get people over to you right now. So this is what it looks like real quick so I can show you.
Hey, let me see that, man. I like this. Oh, okay. Hey.
But this is what we're looking like on my page. So, you know, Catching Up with Mac. And then we got my Instagram. We got, you know, the Instagram live show, www.instagram.com, the real Corey Mac. And then we have our feed right here, too. So it's pretty dope, man. Like,
for y'all that don't know, Zilla gave me a call right before the show. And it was something we were trying to work out to see if he can mirror this Instagram live to the Facebook. It's got just different metrics. But you figured it out, man. Let me tell you, I really appreciate that because it's like I'm the one that's supposed to be doing all the work on the show. You're supposed to just be sitting back, relaxing, having drinks, having a good time. It's Friday night. But I appreciate you doing some back end work.
This ain't work for me, G. This is my everyday life now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's easy. Like, and it's even easier because usually you have, like, with streaming and stuff, you got to usually, like, I'd say, like, 60 to 70% of the time, you usually have to find a workaround. That was so easy, you know, like, but I mean, and that comes with investments and stuff like that. You know, like we were talking before, like whenever I used to play on this right here, it was a lot different than whenever I play on this right here. You know what I'm saying? It's
so is that your PC right there?
My gaming PC right here. This is about this. A PC like this will run you about $4,000. $3,500.
That's wild. So I've watched your streams. I didn't even know what that was. I thought it was just a cool light box. Next to you, but
this is the actual PC that actually runs everything. So this graphics card right here is the reason that my streams look as crispy as they do and stuff like that. Because essentially, you know, I spend, you know, $700-800 on a graphics card alone, and then they're coming out. It's essentially has the ability to broadcast in 4K and stuff like that. Even on an intensive game like Warzone, because Warzone is it's kind of a new. It's a game all of its own as far as like how intense it is on your actual consoles or PCs. Like literally, people are having to delete games to keep up with the download sizes for Warzone. You know, like it's something like we've never really dealt with before.
Yeah, that's great. So explain to me for people that don't know, because Call of Duty Warzone, I didn't even know this. That it was like it's a free download, just like Fortnite is. I did not even know this. I thought it was the online mode of the newest Call of Duty.
No, yeah, I mean, well, there is an online multiplayer mode that you have to pay $60 for to play, but they have the free online Warzone mode, which is it's a free cross-platform game. So essentially, you can play it on anything. As far as like you can play it on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, which. Kind of at the same time, like I said, you know, with all of this stuff going on, that really helped me take that next step in my career too, because of the fact that before, whenever I was on Xbox, it was difficult to display your talents against some of the best streamers in the world because the streaming world was shifting more towards PlayStation and PC. So I was kind of at a disadvantage being on Xbox on a platform that I had no real way of competing against streamers like Y8. Or like Picnic Basket, or like a lot of the big Facebook streamers that you see nowadays that were on PlayStation or PC now, or at that time, I couldn't compete with them because of the same. I would never even be able to get in the same lobby as them.
Oh, see,
because it's a completely different platform. Call of Duty Warzone.
I didn't know that there was something with Xbox because I have Xbox One, and I didn't even know that there was a disadvantage with Xbox One compared to PS4 or PC.
In the streaming world, there is not necessarily in the. In like the gaming world. A console is a console in the gaming world. I have all three, and I can tell you right now, there's not a big enough difference between PlayStation and Xbox for either one of them to be big dicking it out here. PC is the actual like meta console, like or meta like this is the way you want to play video games.
Gotcha.
Neither after upgrading from those two to this, I know now that that was never really an argument. Like that was just like I was telling my friends earlier. I was like, that's like arguing who gets the ugly sister when the beautiful one wants to suck you off. Like you know what I'm saying? This is what you want. You know?
Dude, well, here's my thing. The reason I've always loved Xbox, I'm a huge Halo fan. So it's like, obviously, Halo's exclusive to Xbox, just like God of War was exclusive to PlayStation, which was another game I liked. But I only had a PS1 and PS2. I never went further than that. Then I had Xbox 360 and one. So Pledger right here asks, I don't know if you know this, PS5 or Series X, when do they drop?
So they're going to drop... Okay, so right now there's like hypothetical dates, but with COVID, no one really knows, because, okay, so like, for example, like when I got this PC made, I had to wait like a couple weeks on one part because right now with COVID and shipping across or like into the US with a lot of our electronics, people don't realize aren't from here. They're not from the United States. So with a lot of that shipping being cut off, it's hard to get parts and stuff like that. So I foresee there's going to be technical difficulties in the future with PlayStation and Xbox with manufacturing here in the United States, or even getting parts together and stuff like that, because of the fact that the parts are hard to find right now. Yeah. I think they're being very, very optimistic with their current launch dates, but I think it's going to be 3 or 4 months after what they're saying.
I think. Pledger said right here, I think he was clarifying. No, which one are you grabbing when they drop?
I don't need either, man. Like now that I have this, I don't need either. Like that's kind of the point for me. Like for me being a streamer, it's a little bit different. Like as a gamer, if I want the best experience, you can argue,
either one.
Argue either or. Like for me as a streamer, it just doesn't really make sense to do something where I'm going to have to buy a streaming PC anyway. Yeah. Because they're not really optimized for streamers the way that a PC is. I can literally have like 7 tabs up right here running at the top of my screen and have all of this stuff running right here and then do a display capture, which I'm doing right here. This is how I'm doing this. And then I'm actually I cropped it like this to where it shows up here on my actual feed like this. So this is what a streamer looks like. Like, it's essentially, what do we call it whenever we were in radio? The boards.
Like the screen, like wide orbit.
Yes, that's essentially that program is essentially kind of what we're running here. You get your audio inputs. So like if I wanted to, I can unmute my mic so that way this stream on this side could hear it. You got your audio inputs. You can switch different screens. So for example, if I wanted to hit like my host feed, I could go here to my host feed, hit that, and then my transition comes up, blah, blah, blah. And then it would go to like my host feed. So then it would be here, and then my whole display captures right there.
I feel like I'm someone really important to have like this much stuff going on the other side of it, man. I love that, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's what we're looking at on that end.
Hey, this is an obvious question because I would say it's helped me. But obviously you were, me and you met at the radio station. You were in radio. You worked with a lot of the equipment and stuff. Did that kind of play into hand with you feeling more comfortable setting this?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got some serious shit going on. I mean, it seems like you've got, man, maybe close to 10K worth of equipment. I don't want to put you on blast and have anything happening, but.
No, with everything added up, including keyboard, mouse, MIDI box, mic. Now remember, that's something I probably overshot on big time because, like you said, I used to make music. So my $1,500 AKG mic is a little bit overpriced than what you actually need for streaming. I just used it because I had a $1,500 mic sitting around. Why not?
No, hell no. You're going to put that to use.
Right, exactly. And if I'm not going to be making music as consistently as I was back then, I might as well put it to use, like you said. So.
Quick question for you, Chris. This is something actually I've been wondering because I want to start getting into streaming. So me and my niece have been playing Fortnite. She got me into it right at the beginning of quarantine, and I've fallen deep into it. Like I got to play a couple hours a day, I mean, she's only 12 years old and she's killing it. What I love is she's really interested in this. I think she's watching tonight because she's really interested in the things that you're doing and being like a professional streamer and gamer. My question was with your mic, that's a condenser mic, right? That was the mic you recorded with?
Right.
So like I have a blue mic. A condenser mic is something you can use to like podcast or to stream with. It doesn't pick up too much room.
So if you do it the right way, right? So like I have my MIDI box like this. My MIDI box is right here, and I can control just like we would have before. I can control my input and my gain and everything like that on my actual MIDI box. So usually I can tell whether or not, and I usually do sound tests and stuff like that on my mics as well before I go live to see how my mic is sounding. And you can cut out a lot of that distortion and stuff like that, or a lot of that extra sound. But with this being like I forget what it's called, a bi-directional mic, it's essentially only picking up what's in front and behind. And since there's no sound coming from my monitor, and there is sound coming from me, it's not like it picks up like an omnidirectional mic where it picks up every single angle in the room, if that makes any sense. It's not like a Shure mic where when you record, you can hold the mic at any angle and that audio is coming through.
360. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's a bi-direct, or I think that's what they're called, or I think bi-directional is what the ones where it only comes out the front and the back. So I don't really ever get that sound.
Because like I said, I have a blue mic. And so I'm like, oh man, that's great to hear. Because I kind of want to dive into this just because I've got so much extra time. You know, I'm unemployed. Quarantine still going on here in San Antonio. Me and the wife really we really haven't seen anybody not doing anything. So I'm just like, I want to make sure I'm maximizing my time. Exactly what I'm doing with this show, but I want to maximize my time more. Real quick, explain to people that are watching. I like what our Zavala said right here. Zilla makes kids come true. Explain to me how people out there right now can really like maximize their time if they want to get into gaming and streaming.
So Bobby's a good friend of mine. He's one of my moderators on Facebook. Facebook's a little bit different than like Twitch, right? So the thing I like about Facebook is it's always, to me, felt more personal, right? So for example, when you come into my stream and you drop a like on my stream, it says Corey McDonald liked your stream, right? On Twitch, you could be Corey Mac 695, right? Or any fucking username. Sorry, I know you said your niece is watching. I'll try to watch my mouth.
No, but the show's still open. Do your thing.
J-Mo makes my mouth slip. So
it's a Friday night vibe, man. Be you.
Okay. But so where was I going with this shit?
I'm saying how Facebook was a little more personal.
Oh, a little more personal, exactly. So like you could be Corey Mac, blah blah blah, or whatever username on Twitter. And that's the only way I really ever know you, unless you go out of your way to explain more to me about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, like Bobby, I know for a fact Bobby because I know Bobby Zavala when he likes my streams and he's repetitively coming back to my streams. I've been able to build a relationship with him. You know what I'm saying? So I know he's an up-and-coming streamer too. And the other day, like he posted a video where, you know, he was talking about me on his stream. And he was like, bro, have you ever had a moment where you were talking about one of your favorite streamers and a few minutes later they come into your stream and like it? Yeah. Like that to me are like those kind of moments are like 10 times better than the kind of moments.
That's what makes all the hard work completely worth it right there.
Right. And those are the things that to me, Facebook gives you the advantage of over Twitch because I wouldn't know Bobby from Bobby69432. Whatever, you know.
Of course, using their Facebook profile to interact.
Exactly.
With them, so that's I got you. Okay.
Exactly. So, personally, from my personal experience, like Facebook is the best streaming platform. If you're gonna get into it, though, my honest opinion or my honest advice is, people focus on the wrong thing when it comes to streaming. Like it's about 20 to 15% about the game itself or the way you play the game. The main part of streaming is mainly the brand. Like you're building a brand. You're building what you want people to recognize you as, right? So for example, the way that Bobby probably came across my channel and the way that I've been growing so much recently is I made it a goal of mine to make my brand mean something more than just a normal streamer. Like, I want to affect younger kids' lives. And I don't know if you know this, but kids under the age of 16 are watching streamers more than they're watching traditional live sporting events.
That's what I've heard. I've seen these statistics out there.
Kids under the age of 16 aren't watching sports anymore. They're watching streamers. So
no,
therefore...
And let me tell you, just to make this so true, we have our nieces over about every week. One is 12, one is about to be 9 years old. And that is literally what they do, dude. Literally watching other people play video games on YouTube or on TikTok all day long, trying to see if they can see something they do that can make them a little better in Fortnite. That's so cool that you said that, because that is 100% true.
Right. So, like, going with that and going off of the way that I want to center my brand, and like, you know, even with, you know, you and I used to talk about the music shit. You and I used to talk about what we really wanted to do with it. And you know that I wanted to affect lives if I ever made it famous or something like that. So this is the first time I've ever really felt like this has given me the platform to do that. You know, like, there's a kid named King who, he's a 12-year-old. He's a 12-year-old. He wants to be a streamer. He's like one of my biggest fans, right? And his dad is a big fan of mine too. So his dad came to me and said, you know, do you have any advice for my son about getting into streaming, blah, blah. So eventually, like, I came up with this idea where I would kind of have like co-streams with him, to where like he'd come in and he'd stream with me. And essentially all the money that would be earned that day would go directly into building him a streaming PC.
Oh,
so
wow.
then in the future, he could get a streaming PC built for him and he can become a streamer. We ended up so far we've raised like $250, and my partner, or my sponsor, Geeks Unleashed, is actually going to put the PC together at cost. So we're technically like almost like $1,000 into the actual build when you really look at it. Wow. So it's things like that are things that I want to do with my platform. A couple weeks ago, there's a kid that I follow, and he's a really good friend of mine. His name is ZILLA Gaming. He actually saw that video that went viral on Facebook of me playing with King, and he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I would love to get games in with you sometime. This is a 9-year-old kid who has 20,000+ followers on Facebook right now, and he's been streaming for like a month and a half. He's been streaming for like a month and a half. He has like 25,000 followers. In that month
does that happen sometimes? I'm like, what?
In a month and a half, 25,000 followers. But he's amazing. He's a great content creator, you know? And like, he reached out to me, and essentially he asked me if we can get games in. We got games in together. We formed a relationship. During that relationship, while we were playing together, he told me that a goal of his was to play with Ghost. I don't know if you know who Ghost is. In Call of Duty, there's a character that wears a mask that has like a skull on it, and like, he's got like a deep voice, like, you know, Bravo 6, you know, like all the stuff, like. So like he's like the main character, he's like one of the main characters in Call of Duty, in the Call of Duty series. Well, he told me that.
That you were talking about. I think I have him in Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
that's the last duty I have. Just for anyone that's wondering, Black Ops 2. But I loved it though. I thought zombies on Black Ops 2 was so dope.
Black Ops 2 is one of the best Call of Duties in the whole series.
Just throw that out there.
Yeah, we'll just touch on that for a second. But no, so his goal, or like one of his dreams, was to play with Jeff Leach, or Ghost, the voice actor for Ghost, you know? So with my connections and what I've recently made, I was able to reach out to one of his mods, Daniela, and Daniela was able to set it up to where Batsoy, or his name is Batsoy, the 9-year-old kid that that's really good friends with me, where Jeff Leach actually went into Batsoy's chat and was like, hey buddy, I heard you want to get games in with me. Batsoy freaked out. He was like, oh my God, Ghost is in my chat. This is crazy, right? Freaking out. And you know what's crazy, dude? Like, one thing that I've learned in this industry is when you do things with like a good heart and you don't really expect shit from it, really, like, good shit comes back to you. Because like the first thing that Batsoy said was like, Jeff, I can't believe you're here. You know, all this stuff. Like, I would love to play with you. I think it would be so cool if I played with you and my best friend Zilla.
No.
So essentially, like, Batsoy got me into games with Jeff Leach. You know what I'm saying? Like, with one of the biggest Call of Duty, like, names in the platform because like he's the voice actor for fucking Ghost, you know, like. And then, like, there's been a whole bunch of shit like that that's been going on that's just been really blowing up the brand recently, kind of like you've been witnessing and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I had wanted to talk to you about this, so I'm so glad we got to touch on this because I saw that you were giving, you know, young kids an opportunity to jump on with you, and it seemed like they were so excited. I think it was a kid that, and I know we got a couple people that jumped in real quick. Back in the Games Customs, what's going on? Jacob Charles, 2288. This is Catchin Up with Mac, episode 9, the one and only Zilla Official Gaming in the building. Great to have you, brother.
Absolutely, man.
What I thought was cool was you were playing, I don't know if this is the King kid that we were talking about, but you were playing with someone from like the Philippines or...
That's Batsoy Gaming.
That was Batsoy.
Yeah, he's the 9-year-old kid from the Philippines.
I literally watched this one. This was the one that I watched. Yo, this kid seemed like he was like, man, it seems like he had just been waiting for that moment to get to play with you. Like he seemed so excited. And I was watching when y'all finally got the win because I don't think y'all won on the first day that y'all played together. And you were like, I got to get the win. And y'all got that win. And man, man, I remember when I was a kid, just winning a game was so dope on Super Nintendo or 64, you know, our age group from those days. But that's so cool to think you get to link up with your favorite streamer, your favorite gamer, and then win a match. It's just like, that's just such a dope thing, man. I'm glad that you're doing shit like that because you're right. I think that goes such a long ways, like such a long ways. It does.
There's a reason people support me in the way that they do because I do this as heartless as you fucking can. Like I promise. Like I've made pretty good money from this from the start of it, but I'm not rolling around in dough. Like all of my money has either gone into upgrading my stream to give my viewers better content, to charities like the wildfires in Australia, or to literally setting up days where all of my donations go directly to a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to make money from this. That is my goal. Yeah, I want to be self-sufficient and do this, but the reason that I'm making money is because that's not my fucking goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason I have people who support me in what I do, because at the end of the day, I think that they see that I don't really give a shit about the gaming. I mean, I do care about the gaming side of it.
Yeah.
But I'm using it as a platform to really speak and do something good for a change, as opposed to people who just really, really care about that clout. Like, I don't give a crap about that. I really don't. I do want people watching my stuff, but that way I can drop something about my organization called Streamers Making a Difference. You know, like I literally have an organization called SMAD, which is Streamers Making a Difference, which I literally hand recruit a whole bunch of streamers on Facebook that I think stand for what I stand for. That way we can create these goals. Now, granted, all of this was pre-COVID. We had ideas to go into schools up in the Dallas, Fort Worth area and start doing circuits of explaining to kids how to get into streaming and understanding that if you go to school and you major in communications and you do things like kind of what I did and you kind of learn how to market around like graphic design and you can be self-sufficient like kind of like I am, you can create a streaming career of your own. Because that's the only reason I'm successful is because I don't have to pay $25 for every logo I do or for every graphic I do, you know, like, yeah,
you learned exactly. You learned how to do it. You can do it on your own, man. I love that. Real quick, Zilla, I got to really highlight what you said, man. I've been speaking about this for a long time now, and it's important that you use your platform. Like you said, there's some that use it for clout, for bad intentions, but it's really important if you really want to be a good person. You got to use your platform for something bigger than you. And I've been so big during the Black Lives Matters movement, the child trafficking that's going on with the Epstein and the pedophilia and just all this shit that's going on. Like you said, the wildfires in Australia. I'm sure now maybe you might even try to raise money for what happened in, I don't know how you pronounce it,
Beirut. Lebanon?
Yeah, Beirut, with the explosion. I really like that, man. That's a big right here that Back in the Games Custom said, I can vouch for this guy 100%. He has been a huge advocate for my daughter as well, just in support alone. She won second place in a Fortnite tourney. Hey, I'm a Fortnite player. And
hashtag Team Bella. Hashtag Team Bella. That's probably Justin, right? That's Justin from Back in the Game Customs.
Say real quick, going off what they're saying right there, obviously this is a father. This was something I wanted to touch on. A lot of parents think video games are just a complete waste of time. Me and you come from the generation, you're a couple years younger than me, where playing video games all day long, you're almost like a loser. And it really, and I'm not saying loser in a bad way whatsoever, just you almost were doing nothing with your life. Now it has completely transformed to where you can win a Fortnite tournament and win $250,000. Explain to the parents out there that are so iffy on their kids putting in 6, 7, 8 hours of practice a day. Like, explain how worth it really is in the end. I know you said you don't want to make money, but eventually you have to pay the bills.
No, and I have been, and because of my supporters and the people that constantly like get me through these months and understand that I'm literally giving my entire life. Like I have a friend of mine who Besnick, right? And he got me through a month. Like he literally got me through a month a couple months ago whenever I was low and out with this whole COVID stuff and stuff like that. Like and you know, he did it in a way where he rewarded me for working hard. He wasn't just giving me money because of any of that stuff. But Besnick has donated probably over $25,000 to streamers on Facebook. And I'm not shitting you. I'm not shitting you. This dude is literally that fucking dude. Like, and he helped me get through an entire month, 1 month, where like I was struggling, dude. Like I was struggling because it was a hard transition at first. You know what I'm saying? Like not everyone can just quit what they're doing and pick up gaming as a hobby or like as a potential job, you know, like, so he helped me get through a month, you know, donations like that really help. I guess my thing is like to get rid of that stigmatism, right? Like, I guess I've always known that stigmatism was there because I've always felt like that too. Like that was the big, I'm gonna give you an all exclusive, all open, like if anyone's actually watching this, I'm about to pour my fucking heart out right now.
Put it out there.
So like I used to stream on Twitch, like I know you were probably keeping up with the relationship that I had before this with my ex and stuff like that, and you know that kind of went away obviously, and I didn't post very much on social media and shit like that, and I kind of went away for a while. Well, I came back on Facebook and I hit it really hard, and you know, like when you devote so much time into a person, because I was essentially 120% devoted into trying to make this other person happy. When you invest that much time in a person, and then you get all of that free time to yourself back, you want to invest it in something else. The reason I'm successful right now in my life is because she left me. Because all of that stuff, all of that free time that I was looking to fill that void with, I started dipping into watching really, really talented streamers, right? Yeah. And I've always kind of considered myself as a sponge mind. Like if I watch something, I can absorb it, you know? So all this voided time that I had now, all of a sudden became something that I wanted to invest into something else. So I was watching these streamers, learning all these ins and outs of becoming a better streamer from these people who had hundreds and 200s and 300 people watching them. Like, what are they doing that's different than me, that's making them watchable, that's making me sit there with 1 or 2 viewers a night? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference? So I started focusing on those differences and trying to bridge the gap. And then recently I got rated by one of the, you know, kind of stream surfed, and like I've kind of been taken under the wing of one of the biggest streamers on Facebook, Nitro Luke DX. And because I worked so hard in bridging that gap between where I was and where I am now, people actually fuck with me. People enjoy my content. People are able to vibe with the content that I have to put out. And there's a reason I have 28 or 30 supporters in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, which not a lot of streamers do. I've known streamers with the supporter button for 2 or 3 months that have 8 supporters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yes, their numbers qualify, but maybe their message isn't strong enough to invest that $5 a month to support them. Like, people want to support me and make sure that I keep going because what I do means something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah, I like what you said, man. And not only, you know, like I said, your last relationship played into the part of it, but I like how you talked about transitioning your energy. You know me, I completely know about that. Me and my wife have been together for 9 years. Our 2-year anniversary is on Monday, married. So I know about investing 120, 150% into someone. I know all about it.
Right.
I like that, man. You learn how to transition that energy, which I think that it was very hard for a lot of people in the middle of March that all of a sudden got let go from a job that they had been working for 20 years, 30 years, had never been without a job for 20, 30 years. And all of a sudden, I got 12 hours in a day where what the fuck am I going to do with my time? I'm the same way, man. When I left the radio station, I've been working since I was 14 years old, and I've never really had a break. And I didn't know how to fill up my day because I was so programmed. And I like that you kind of are able to give people that perspective of how to transition your energy during such an impactful and hard time that I think every American is easily going through, no matter what kind of class, unless you're in the top 1% class. Everybody, right. I think it's down below. Real quick, a couple shout outs. Chelsea Dakota said, hey, BFF. She said, I hope all is well. If you need me, I'm always here for you. That's the love that you're talking about, that you have from people. I love that. Nick Trey in the building. Pour up. You know we got the Jamie on deck, baby. You know we got the Jamie on deck.
Sergio, you're ashy. Sergio always saying I'm looking ashy.
Hey.
He be coming into my stream saying I'm looking ashy all the time.
Oh, come on, Serge, man. Serge, I see you I see you getting in the gym though, Serge. I see you getting in the gym. I see you on the gram.
Finally.
Real quick. Oh, hey, real quick, man. Catching Up, Mac, episode 9. The one and only Zilla Official Gaming. So blessed to have him in the building. I'm grateful, man. Talk to me about your streaming schedule. Your streaming schedule's crazy. For people that don't understand, there's one thing to play Madden or GTA or something for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You're smoking a little bit. You're drinking a little bit. It's fun. You're not doing that. This is different. This is work. This isn't now, unless a little drink, a little something does get you in that zone, but this isn't a party. I see you putting in the hours. Can you explain your streaming schedule to the people that are watching? That's why.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so I mean, so I'm actually going away from the normal traditional schedule, like, because right now what I've been doing for the last few months is I've been going from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. right? And the reason I did this is so in my 2-hour lunch break I would host another streamer. So essentially I would have another stream on my stream, getting kind of like what we're doing right now with my Instagram live, trying to get them over to their channel, right?
Yeah.
So I did that for a few months. I started networking with bigger streamers now, like Batsoy. So Batsoy, think about this, man. He's 13 fucking hours ahead of me, bro. He's in the Philippines. Yeah. So when he's hitting me up at 6 p.m., it's 5 a.m. for me. You know what I'm saying? And he hits me up. I promise you, bro, I could show you my messages. Batsoy hits me up every day. He's legit, like, one of my best fucking friends. He's a 9-year-old. Like, I love the kid.
9-year-old. A 9-year-old kid from the Philippines.
A 9-year-old kid from the Philippines is legit one of my best friends. And I would take a bullet for him. You want to know why? Because I know he'd buy me back from the gulag. No, I'm just playing. No, but for real. He's a good...
Real quick, I had to learn about what the gulag is because, like I said, I've been playing Fortnite. I haven't jumped into Warzone, but I'm going to. Seeing your action, I'm going to. So I had to learn about the gulag. I like that little reference right there.
Yeah, no. He's a good kid, man. He's got such a good head on his shoulders and stuff like that. So, you know, like, he's hitting me up at 5 a.m. like essentially like every day, right? Like, Zilla, do you want to play today? Yeah. Which is fine. I have no problem with that. But when I do that, I got to go away from that traditional schedule where I was going 10 to 2, 10 to 2, 4 to 10, because there's no way I can get up at 5 a.m., play with Batsoy, and then get on at 10 a.m. and then play to 2, and then from 2 a.m. take that 2-hour break and then play from 4 to 10, you know? So I'm trying to put in around 8 to 10 hours a day, whether it's live or video editing and live, because a lot of this content creation, it's not just streaming. A lot of it is taking clips and making that easily accessible for viewers who don't have time to watch an 8-hour stream or 10-hour stream. Maybe you make a 5 to 10 minute video that they can go back and recap all the funny moments. Right, exactly.
I was looking for videos when I wanted to show you love on the Insta stories and stuff. I was like, okay, I know you got some cool ones. I like that jump shot.
Hey, yeah. But things like that, dude, are the things that really help up-and-coming content creators, because like I said, not everyone has a chance to watch an 8-hour stream.
100%.
So if you have content like that, you can qualify for certain qualifications. Like me, to get the supporter button, I had to have people come back and watch a minute of my videos. A certain number of people come back and watch a minute of my videos every single week. So when you do that, think about what's easier. Is it easier to watch 1 minute of an 8-hour video, or one minute of a 1 minute video that probably 10 times more people are going to see due to Facebook's algorithms and distribution? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. And what's funny is with this show right here, I find, like I said, me and the wife got a new MacBook Air, I think maybe a month ago or so. And my other one had gone out on me. I just finally figured out how to save my IGTV videos, which are these right here, save them in MP4s onto my computer, because that's what I need to do. I need to start getting on the clips, because you're right. It gives people you want the juice, you want the sauce. So you're right. You don't want to sit around for 2 hours and then you see that dope ass win, that dope ass set that you put together. So yeah, I think the highlights thing, I think that's really cool, because that's pretty much like what I watch on TikTok. Now, question for you: are you on TikTok? Are you jumping onto these other streaming platforms right now, that Triller, these other things that are kind of emerging?
So I have a good friend of mine, Tedits Gaming, right? He's a Facebook streamer. I've been peeping game of him for a while. Like he's been streaming for about 2 months. He's a really successful streamer because he's basically made it to where I fucking am in those 2 months. Like, he's really fucking good. He's better at the game than I am, which is the thing that I was telling you about. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, my dude, like, the game is a big part of this. So if your niece wants to get into it, I want her to feel confident, and if she feels confident in the game, that's good. But if she doesn't have personality and stuff like that, you know, that you,
hey,
like,
no, this girl she's exactly.
And that's why I think, and that's, you know, from remembering how she was even back then, she wasn't ever really shy.
Yeah, I think you did her at a couple lounge events.
Yeah, you know, she was never really shy. She might have a specific advantage over someone who's maybe a beast at the game, but can't really get out of their shell.
I literally could not do this right here for 45 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the biggest part of this industry, my dude. That and the marketing knowledge to put your brand in the most successful position to succeed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
the reason I've really been successful since this Nitro Loot raid is because of the fact that my brand looks like I'm a professional streamer. It looks like I do this shit for 60 hours a week. Whether you watch me for 60 hours a week or not, if you look at my page, it looks like it. You know what I'm saying?
No matter what, dude, go to the videos. I saw, man, 5 hours and 45 minutes, 8 hours and 13 minutes, 6 hours and something. It was stacked back to back. Tell people that are kind of wondering how you keep a really positive mentality this entire time. And let me tell you, in Fortnite, when I play with my niece, we get into about hour 3 together, and we're not winning, this and that, and I get a little fatigued. You know, I'm a little over it at that moment. You keep this really upbeat, just excited thing, and I think that's a big thing in your stream. What is it? Just the game? Is it just everything about what's going on that you're just so excited about?
So instantaneously, man, I would say it's probably the exact opposite, my dude. Like, I would say I rage so hard every single game. And so like, one thing that like maybe like other people would find as like an excuse or a setback or a crutch or something that they could use not to do this. So I suffer with being bipolar and like depression, you know, like, so I suffer with it every single day just as much as everyone else does. I have viewers and stuff that confide in me about their problems and the things that they deal with, and I feel their pain because like I know where they're coming from, and they honestly, like, it's weird thinking that I'm finally in a position to where people believe that I have it so much better than them. I don't. Yeah. Depression and my mental disorders affect me the same way every single day as they do you not doing, you know, like not doing.
Yeah.
Yes, I play video games, and yes, it looks like I have a really good time, but I deal with the same disorders as I dealt with before I started this shit. You know what I'm saying? However, playing this game for 8 to 10 hours a day, when I get killed and I'm like, fuck! And I let it out in these four walls and I get pissed and I'm ready to I just let it out, right? The next 30 seconds, guess what? I'm back. I'm back to where I was. I'm good. And then after 8 to 10 hours of me just literally exhausting myself from raging, I don't have any energy to be sad anymore when I leave this room. You know what I'm saying? After my 8 to 10 hours in here, I'm a 10 times happier human being when I leave this room than when I enter.
I love that.
And I promise you that.
Well,
I promise you.
Angry Scotsman right here said, you don't rage more than him. So I don't know. We might have to put that to a poll sometime. But ask Zilla how he says what, or I guess let's hear your loud. I guess what. I think I've
what. That usually whenever I get killed and it's unlikely that it actually happened, that's my what.
You know what, man? All of us with personalities. For people that don't know, you used to be an artist. You used to be a local rapper here in San Antonio. I actually got to host your first show at the radio station. I got to interview you and the band. Was not prepared that night for that. Shadia was sick. I got there. I think I had already.
You killed it. I still remember. Me and my dad talk about it all the time.
I thought I was just vibing to your music and Carlton Juice that night, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, Corey, you're hosting." I was like, "Oh, shit." Okay, and you got, like you just said, you got to put that face on. It happens.
Right.
But let me tell you, man, you've got the personality, like you said, to go along with it. And we all have like our little, like I've got a laugh to me that is recognizable by a lot of people. And I like that just so many people right here are literally commenting your what. Because it's almost like you've got your own like taglines. You got your own punchlines that people seem to be familiar with. You know what I mean? That goes to show how much people are really paying attention to what you're doing. That's it.
My homie Francisco said that's like the bare minimum one. That's true.
I'm pretty sure there's a more extreme one. Chris, or Chris, I know you as Chris, but Zilla, you know, we got to keep the marketing, the brand and name. Let me tell you, man, I think you're in a really great space. I've known you for a couple years now. And, I think, man, from what I see, we all mask everything. I was just telling my wife last show, I said, it's so funny. I've got kind of like butterflies right now. I'm a little nervous. And she's like, really? Like, you're nervous? And I was like, you know what's funny? I think that a lot of people would think that. Someone that seems so confident and so outgoing and whatever it is, they would think that I probably just step on stage or step up to this and it's nothing. Dude, I think about this show all day long. That's
right.
This morning, I want to make sure everything's perfect, make sure the poster looks good. I have a screen over here with lighting right now, like a reflector. Just people don't realize that some of us that show off this Superman kind of vibe.
Right, like where we act like everything's easy, it's not. It's not.
And it's not. Someone like me and Chris, we get nervous. Like you said, you deal with bipolar and depression. I deal with anxiety, just heavy anxiety sometimes. It maybe doesn't seem like it, but that's cool that you are able to show people that there's a way to get through it. And let me tell you, man, I think that the way that you're dealing with stuff through gaming is just, man, I think that's a cool message and probably why people relate to you so much. You know what I mean? Like, because it's real, it's honest.
Right.
So I think
yeah. I definitely wanted to stay. So my goal, Corey, with this whole shit, right, was like I wanted to create a career that was as little as working, like, you know, working as possible, right? So I work hard. I don't want to. There's days, bro, where I wake up and I'm sorry, when you play Warzone for 60 hours a week, you know, there's days you wake up and you don't want to play Warzone. You don't want to play. You don't want to get online, you know, like, and it is a job. It is hard. It's hard to have that dedication to stick to it, especially when no one's rewarding you for your efforts, man. Like, I did this for months, bro, months with no one watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know any content creator's gone through that. You know, like when you first started this show, I guarantee you it's nowhere near as successful as it's been the last few weeks, right? So
100%. What the interaction has definitely, It's gone up. It's gone with consistency, repetition, sticking with a schedule, like you're saying. I try to drop my I tease the flyer on Tuesday, the guest, drop it on Wednesday, do a little polls and here and that until Friday. I redrop it on Facebook on Monday. Yes, man, definitely. It's miles away from episode 1, 100%.
Right, exactly. And you can see from even like the 9 episodes of growth, maybe how, you know, maybe episode 1 you're sitting there and it feels like maybe even more work, bro. Because like now, right? Episode 9, you're more experienced. Yeah. You've done this shit 9 times. Yeah. It was easier for you to set up for this episode. But episode 1, you fucking took hours. You were ready. You were like maybe thinking about it in your head a little too much before episode 1 and shit. So in your head, it's a way bigger ordeal than what episode 9 hypothetically would be to you. But yet there's only 1 or 2 people watching. That shit right there breaks a lot of content creators. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that really buildup of work and then that little bit of interaction for it.
Yep.
It breaks content creators.
But you know what's funny, man? I think me and you are just cut from a different breed just because we've kind of come from, like I said, I made music for 8 years. You made music pretty much, I'd say probably the same amount of time since you were young. And it's like, luckily I was able to get over those bridges where, dude, I used to perform at Boss Bar here in San Antonio, the Studio, Broadway Bar. Bro, it was 5 or 6 people, and I'm up there spitting, and I worked so hard on this music.
Exactly.
He was there in the crowd, and she was one of those 6, you know, and it's tough, man, but you got to keep the end goal in focus. You got to. Zilla, real quick, Zilla, man, this is going to cut off in 4 minutes. I've got 2 more questions for you. I want to take the shot. Can we do this real quick? Can we cut this real quick? Everybody jump back on. Can we go for like 10 more minutes? Get these next 2 questions out of the way, and we can end it. IG Live cuts off at the hour.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, so I got my Facebook stream running or whatever, so if you have to end it and bring me right back on, we can do that. And then I'm going to have this whole thing to where I'll give you a video after. You can just post this anywhere, too. So
I need that for sure. I need that. Okay, so everyone, Catchin Up, episode 9. Once again, the one and only Zilla Official Gaming, baby, in the building. I love it. And you're getting crazy love, man. The hearts on the side have been blowing up wild. I mean, comments are coming in. I guess
Asian Sensation. That's my boy. That's my boy Mike. Him and I are gonna be doing a coaching next Friday. Yeah. So but bro, the gaming community is so freaking awesome, man. Like this, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing. Like it's so much. So remember, when we get back, we're gonna touch on why the gaming community is so much better than the music community was.
That is actually one of I didn't compare it, but I just feel like the gaming community has just this crazy amount of love and consideration for their other fellow gamers, unlike the music industry. It is a race. Whoever gets first. Like, no one cares about anyone. But like I said, man, these comments, I love the interaction. Once again, Catchin Up, episode 9, the one and only Zilla Official Gaming. We're coming right back. IG Live's cutting us off. We're coming right back. Y'all jump right back in the stream. Zilla, come right back in.
Don't forget, drink your Jameson.
Get some drinks ready. We got another great.
We're taking a shot before we switch over, right? We're taking a shot, 1 shot?
No. We're gonna take a shot at the very end.
Okay.
We'll take one at the very end, but feel free to make yourself another cocktail.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
All right, here we go. End it and jump right back in, everyone. Thank you so much, man. We'll be right back.